If you are moving to Colorado Springs, or maybe you've already moved here, but you are considering getting yourself into a brand spanking new home, then this video is definitely for you. We are going to be breaking down the things you absolutely need to know and consider when buying a new build, not just in Colorado Springs, but really anywhere. So yeah, thanks for sticking around. My name is Francis Rose. This is Explore Colorado Springs, where we talk about everything, where to eat, sleep, work, play, breathe, ski, hike, everything you could possibly think of to do in Colorado Springs, we talk about right here on his channel. So without further ado, let's dive right on into it. So in Colorado Springs, we've got a bunch of new communities. This city is growing so fast, and with that, we've got to build some more homes. So just to name a few of the new build communities here, you've got Sterling Ranch, which is out east, Wolf Ranch, which is kind of northeast. You've got Banning Lewis Ranch, which is east. And then you've got Lorson Ranch, which is down south actually. And then there's another community up north called Flying Horse. So if you haven't noticed, a lot of these new build communities are being built out east. That's really the only place to actually expand is north and east and yes, south. So that's where we're building, and there's more communities than those that I have named. So if you are considering a new build, I'd love to talk more in detail with you about it, but that gives you kind of a good overview of at least some of the major new build areas here in Colorado Springs. Welcome to Explore Colorado Springs. If you are new to the channel, we talk about everything, where to eat, sleep, work, play, breathe, everything Colorado Springs. So if you are considering a move out here, definitely be sure to reach out to us. We have got our information in the description below. You can call, text, email, just comment below. And if you are thinking about or a little bit closer to that move, we have also got a Calendly link so you can set up an appointment with us directly. If you are not in the state yet, we'll do a Zoom call. We have our lender pop on there too, because they're going to be able to talk a little bit more about the financial side of it. But yeah, we are here to help you guys make this move as easy as possible. And if you have been watching our videos for a while, welcome back. Be sure to smash that like and subscribe button. It definitely helps other people find our videos and make that move just a little bit easier. We do release videos twice a week, so be sure to smash that notification bell. But let's get into it. So Colorado Springs has a bunch of new build communities, and we've got even more builders. Just to name a few, we've got Classic, who's really been a staple here in Colorado Springs for the last 30 years. Challenger is another fantastic builder. They do build a more, let's call it affordable or entry-level product. You've got Toll Brothers, which has been kind of they're a national company. They definitely build some of those higher end, really beautiful homes. There's the new guy in town, American Legend. They are actually based out of my hometown, Dallas, Texas. I love this company. They are semi-custom, so it's actually pretty cool. You can go in there and pretty much pick all of your finishes. A lot of these new build companies now, they're switching from the design center to packages, which we'll talk a little bit more about later on. But that's just a few of the many builders we have. We've got David Weekley, Traylon, Vantage. I mean, the list goes on, and they're all going to offer just a slightly different product. So whatever you're looking for, once you've nailed down your criteria, we're gonna be able to kind of narrow in on a couple different builders there. So one thing to consider when you are looking at new builds is you have to consider the builder quality materials. Now these are typically going to be pretty entry-level materials. Things like siding, your roof, the paint, the caulking on the trim. These things are all going to, you know, they're not the highest quality materials. So they're going to need to be addressed at some point in the not too distant future. Roofs, for example, those things ain't cheap. And a good roof here, I mean, let's just, you know, if we don't have a really bad hail summer like we did just this past year, they're gonna last you like 10 to 15 years tops. Now, if we have a really bad hail summer, you're probably gonna need to get that thing replaced. But a builder quality roof is going to really only last you like 3 to 5 years. So you're gonna need to consider that in the future when you know, obviously you're gonna live in this house for a while. So you're gonna wanna have these things addressed at some point. So builder quality materials, not always the best. It is going to vary based on the builder and the price of the home. If you're buying an $800,000 to $900,000 home, the materials are going to be a little bit nicer just because they've got the builder has a little bit more capital to work with there. But if you're in that, that $300,000 to $400,000 range, you're going to be looking at some, more lower grade building materials. So definitely something to consider when looking at new builds. So one thing about new builds, and this is honestly probably my least favorite thing about a lot of the new build communities here, is the lot sizes. Now these are not, you're not going to be on a sprawling lot unless you go build a custom house and buy the land and everything. But for the most part, new build communities, your lot size is not going to be that big. Maybe, 0.2 acres. It's going to be a smaller lot size. If you are building from dirt, you do have the option to pick your lot. There's going to be lot premiums associated with that. So that's something to consider as well in your budget. But the lots are they try to squeeze as many of these homes in these communities as possible with good reason. I mean, we've got a lot of people moving here and a lot of people want to buy new builds. So they're going towards these smaller lots. And there's even communities where there's really almost no lot. You're basically right on top of your neighbors. They've got shared driveways now, no backyards in a lot of these communities. So something to consider. And then a lot of them, you can't put up privacy fencing. So you're basically sharing your backyard with, your 4 neighbors, and there's not really anything you can do other than, planting some plants, planting some trees, something to kind of add a little privacy. But you also need to look at your HOA rules and bylaws to make sure that you can even do that. Because a lot of these new build communities have very stringent HOA bylaws that you have to, abide by. So definitely something to consider. Not the biggest lot sizes for new builds. Not my favorite thing, but a lot of people don't really care. A lot of these new build communities have Banning Lewis Ranch is littered with parks. So, I mean, there's a park pretty much within walking distance of any home in a lot of these communities. There's pools, there's rec centers. So you have options, but if you really want like a big lot and, some privacy, then the new build might not be the best route. But that's also, that's one of the biggest things I think to consider when buying a house, because, you want to use your backyard, and if you're going to feel uncomfortable, talking with your neighbors, or maybe you're not, you're kind of I don't want to say a recluse, but you're not the neighborly type, then a new build community might not be the best option for you. So definitely something to consider there. So one thing you absolutely have to consider when buying a new build is what your timeline is going to be like. Builders don't keep as many spec homes around as they used to. Now, some do, some don't. It's really going to depend on the builder. But if you're looking for a move-in ready home, your options are going to be a lot more limited with new builds. You're not going to be able to pick any of the finishes. You're not going to be able to pick the lots, where the lot is in the community. And you're just going to be a lot more limited in what your options are going to be. Now, if you are looking for a dirt start, you've got some more time to work with there. Your options are going to open up. You do get to pick your lot. There are lot fees associated with that. A premium lot with a good view is definitely going to cost more than, a little smaller lot that faces a highway. So something to consider. Build times, typically, you're looking at a good 8 months, maybe more. Again, depending on the size of the property, the finishes, what have you. But you're going to be looking at a much, much longer timeline. So if you're a year out, then this could be a good option for you. But if you are on a tight little deadline, starting from dirt is definitely not going to be the way to go. You're going to be wanting to look at quick move-ins. So yeah, definitely something to consider. Timeline, dirt start versus a ready to move in house. That's pretty much it, you guys. That's really a 10,000 foot view at what buying a new build is going to look like here. There are a lot more intricacies. There's the design center, there's builder incentives, and those are all going to be very unique to the individual builder. So if you're interested, definitely reach out to us. We have got a lot of contacts here. We can get as much information for you as possible so that you're making the right move for you and your family. And be sure to stick around. Smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when new videos pop up, and just, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are the ones answering all the phones here, responding to your texts, comments, calls. So that's all we've got for today, and we'll see you on the next video.